Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what is not an episode of Hello Dave, but instead Goodbye Dave, as this is going to be the last Hello Dave on the channel. Before I jump into all the regular news, which we are going to do as well, I just want to mention that there are actually still a few more things happening on this channel before Christmas, and there's been a few changes of plans. First of all, the live stream tomorrow is going to happen just as usual, and I thought it would be fitting that we, for the last live stream, is going to jump back to where it all started. We're going to jump back into Elite Dangerous, and I'm planning to run that Christmas event. There's allegedly a Christmas event with some things at the end. Again, I've tried to stay spoiler-free, so I'm going to jump into that. We're going to solve potentially some mysteries or do some events. I don't know what it contains. We'll figure that out tomorrow. So that's going to happen at the usual time. When it comes to videos, I originally said that the last video will go up on the 20th of December on this channel. That is on Wednesday. It's in 2 days. And that turned out to be a lie, as that video has been delayed, of course. It's quite normal that videos get pushed around. Usually, of course, I would just take another video and then bump it to an earlier slot. As this is the last one, I don't have anything to bump to an earlier slot. It's a good one, though. I have sitting right here next to me, actually, a bunch of boxes from some new HOTAS stuff that we're going to do a review of from a company that I will guarantee you haven't heard of. So that's going to be the last video. I was hoping to get it out on Wednesday. There has been some delays. I am now aiming to try and get it out between Christmas and New Year's. I'm waiting for one more package to arrive. There was some mix-up, but stay tuned for that. So no video Wednesday, but it will be something out likely on the other side of Christmas. And I just once again want to say a huge thank you to all you guys for all the nice comments you've been posting under my videos, wishing me good luck. And I hope a lot of you guys won't see this as the end. This is the start of something new. This is the start of something, for me, very exciting. To try and move into another branch, a new path in my YouTube career, if you will. I'm personally super excited for it. I have already started some of the work. But just to reiterate what I said in the original announcement video, the plan is that now I post that last video here on this channel, then I'm gonna go on my usual Christmas vacation. Instead of coming back in January as I normally would, I'm gonna spend 2 or 3 months. So that means January, February, maybe March, I don't know yet. But I'm gonna spend those months where I have a bunch of stuff I want to prepare. Some of the things I've already spoiled is that I'm currently working on a book, which is going to be like a field guide for astrophotography. And so if you're interested into getting into astronomy or astrophotography and writing a book, all of that, you can get a lot more information about that over on the channel where I'm going to be starting up in the new year, called Cosmic Curiosity. Link will, of course, be in the description. So if you haven't already gone over there, check it out. The next little thing I want to talk about is a little secret that I've been keeping from you guys. Well, not really. A lot of guys know this, but I see this quite often. People have gotten confused with the name Hello Dave. Everybody has assumed that my name is Dave, which is not. Hello Dave is a reference to the greatest space movie ever made. Space Odyssey, or 2001, A Space Odyssey. By Kubrick. Wonderful movie, and there's of course in that movie we have the famous HAL 9000 that has the line "Hello Dave" as he talks to one of the other astronauts. If you haven't seen it, it's a wonderful, wonderful movie, and pretty much in every larger space movie I've seen, there are small references, small little things that kind of point towards that movie and references that. When I originally created the idea for Hello Dave, I thought that thumbnail would kind of make it obvious what was going on, but apparently there's a lot of people who don't get the reference and why the thumbnail looks like it does. But if you don't get it, look up 2001, look up HAL 9000, and then it will all make a lot more sense to you. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out as well. But let's move over to some of the more regular news. From Elite Dangerous, we have a lot of stuff from Elite Dangerous this week. We got update 1701, just a small bug fixing patch, nothing major, few patches here and there, fixes. Nice patch. That was the one that got delayed from earlier. I think it was supposed to come out, was it November or mid-December? I can't remember. The patch got delayed. They pushed that out now this week. Seems to have gone as well as you would expect. So thumbs up for a nice bug fixing patch. The only little thing I found funny about it was that they took down the servers at 8 o'clock UTC. And the post about the servers going down was posted 8:01 UTC. So those are like CIG level heads up about server shutdowns. They just said, oh, by the way, we're shutting down the servers now. In otherly dangerous news, the big usual Christmas celebration live stream from Frontier was cancelled. I talked about last week that this would be Frontier's last chance to make good on that promise that they gave us almost a year ago, where they said that they would give us more information about this big feature overhaul that they allegedly have been working on that we haven't heard anything about in almost a year now. This was their last chance to go and mention or say anything about it, and it's been like radio silence. So they did say they will be back next year. They didn't really mention that update or that feature overhaul. They say they will be back in January, where things will resume as usual, with minimal live streams probably. To be honest, my gut feeling with that feature overhaul is that it's not going to happen. It's obvious it's been problematic for Frontier. It's something that has been delayed and delayed and delayed, and with the recent layoffs and restructuring within the company and all that stuff that goes on, it seems to me that it's likely that thing won't happen. Also because that Frontier seems to, especially now, has adopted a tactic that is, if you don't have something positive to say, stay quiet. And the fact that they have ignored this, they've now overstepped their own deadline about information about this update, meaning that I get a gut feeling that we're gonna hear some news probably Q1, Q2 next year about this feature overhaul, and that is probably gonna not happen. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. Other little public service announcement: there is free ARCs in Elite Dangerous. That means if you log in to Elite every day, you just need to log in, not just to the main menu, to go all the way into the game. Then you will just be awarded free ARCs. It starts out at the beginning of the month with like 100 ARCs a day, and it then gradually increases up to 400 ARCs a day as we get closer and closer to Christmas. So if you haven't already, begin logging in every day now so you can get your free ARCs, as there are some, free stuff, so you can go and buy yourself a little bobblehead or a paint job or something with that. Moving over to Star Citizen, update 3.22 went live this week with, of course, all the bells and whistles that we've been testing, and CIG keeps pushing updates out at this extreme pace right now. The number of, like, since update 3.18, we had like 19, 20, 21, 22 had just been coming out in so rapid succession that I barely began feeling comfortable with the new things that were in the game. I began finished testing it for myself before the next thing was there. It's almost too fast paced for me right now to keep up with it. But no, structural salvage was added. For me, that's the big feature in this update, as I'm a really industrial focused player. And oh my god, it's a moneymaker. me and Dongle, we played around with it here the other night. We took a reclaimer out, just a two-man crew in a reclaimer. And we scooped up 5 hammerheads, stuck it all in all the cargo holes at pretty much every nook and cranny where we could cram a box inside that ship was just filled. all those boxes went in, filled up the cargo hold, filled up the salvage hold, filled up salvage processing, all the different holes were just filled with boxes. And then we went and we sold the entire batch for 8 million credits. It took us a couple of hours to do. So 8 million split between us, 2 hours of work-ish for 4 million reward. That's very, very pretty with a 2 million alpha USC per hour. I don't know, they balanced it a lot doing the PTU phase of it. They've been balancing it back and forth and up and down. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna see a nerf of the prices of this, because as it stands right now, oh my god. On the other hand, I would like to see surface salvage be a little bit more viable than it is right now, because right now just structural salvage is just so much faster because you don't have to spend all that time scraping materials off. It takes so long. With this, it just like that, your hopper is full, go eject all the boxes, go fill it up again, eject all the boxes. You spend basically no time salvaging. It's more of a cargo management game now when it comes to structural salvage. But it was a ton of fun, and as I said, nice reward at the end there with a nice payday. we actually managed to exceed the market in the game for how much it can handle. So I would probably actually recommend people, if they're gonna do this, to maybe stick to just 4 hammerheads at a time, because you're gonna end up basically just capping out on the demand, and then you're gonna have to sit and wait at the admins for it to do a refresh so you can sell your next batch, and you're gonna do that over and over again. So I would probably say 5 was probably one too many. Also, the more cargo you put in, the longer it takes, because the next box is always more difficult to place than the previous one, because it gets more and more like stacked and unstable and big towers of boxes everywhere. Your progress slows down. So I think the optimal point is probably around 4 hammerheads scooped in. But that's not the only thing that happens in Star Citizen. Server meshing is now on the ePTU, or it's not even ePTU, it's the tech review server, which is not ePTU and not PTU, it's the tech review one. This is the one where they just try things out. That's not nearly close to being finished enough for like prime time on a actual test server. But it's there, and I've seen people play it. I haven't been trying it out myself yet. But server meshing is there, and it seems to be working. So that's quite exciting, as this has been one of the final big milestones that CIG is missing. Is this server meshing technology is one of the last things that they're missing in order for stuff like Pyro to be possible, because the system's so much larger, and also for just the game to function at all, be able to scale it up to have more people in the same instance of the universe and not spread out on different servers. This is the technology they need. This is the big milestone, getting this to work. We'll see. I'm expecting it's going to be a while, because when we have this underlying server technology, it requires a lot of testing, and especially stress testing, before we can actually begin to see the effects of it. And this could also be one of those patches where it works fine on the PTU servers, but as soon as it hits live and it gets the full load of a live server, then things begin to break. We've seen that before. I think there's a chance we could end up in the same situation, as it is really difficult to do proper load testing to the scale that they need if they can't get enough people in. But maybe they can now control it better with the new PTU system that they implemented recently. I don't know. And finally, I hope a lot of you guys will follow me over on Cosmic Curiosity. We can continue over there talking about real-life space, astronomy. We're going to talk telescopes. We're going to talk guides on how to get started with it, and hopefully also do more advanced guides later on down the line. But in the beginning, I'm going to focus more on the beginner stuff to get everybody up to speed if you're interested in getting into the hobby, or just as generally interested in space, for instance. We'll see. As always, the link for everything is in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Fly safe.